So should we pass the floor over to questions? This lady here.
Take mine.
Okay. Yeah, you're not.
If you can just speak up.
Yeah.
See if I can fix it.
The question I have is, which kind of fascinates me about how you were comparing Silicon Valley to New York in terms of the posted jobs. See, I think many jobs are not gotten on boards, but through your social networking and when people tap into the hidden job market. And those jobs are never advertised. And so it's purely through your networks, because they don't want to be inundated. Employers prefer to get people who are referred to them by other people rather than putting them on a job board, and then they're inundated with so many people they can't even handle it. So I'm wondering if the networks are so tight, which I suspect they really are, right? Look at what Google's going through, losing people and everything. They're so tight in certain areas, and everybody knows everybody. They don't need us. They've got their network, right? And so I'm wondering if that isn't a factor, as opposed to the opportunities are there, but they're just not on a board.
Oof. We need you. I thought this was going to be a friendly process. Hey, you're absolutely right. That when there are jobs that get posted on many different job boards, you're absolutely right. Employers tend to be inundated with non-qualified or aspirational candidates. But that said, one of the things that makes DICE a little bit different than some of the job boards that you may be referring to is that we are just for technology professionals. We don't have as many aspirational candidates that are coming from all over the place. So one of the things that we like to think helps with that problem that you just mentioned is because of the vertical or industry orientation that we have, the types of positions that we have, we don't want to take all of our tech jobs. We don't want to take everyone's tech jobs onto the site because we realize that would attract the wrong kind of candidate that employers aren't looking for. And the last thing they want is to have their inboxes filled up with aspirational or underqualified candidates. So actually, if you go out to dice.com, you won't find many lower level or introductory or entry level positions. They don't do well. We don't encourage employers to post them. For the most part, they don't. And as a result, candidates that come through, they don't, if they're aspirational, they don't come back. They don't apply for the jobs as often, and they don't put their names in the database as often. So what happens is that the number of applications that you'll get are fewer, but they're much more consistent. Additionally, we also encourage employers and recruiters to search a database because many job seekers have a lot of the same complaints about certain kinds of companies they don't want to work for. If I put my name up, my resume up, I'm going to get bombarded by a bunch of job opportunities I don't want. So for what we found, and we've heard from both sides, that is in the middle, that as long as we have a consistently high quality type of job and high quality type of candidate, it tends to work.
If I could just say something there, just as part of NYC Business Solutions recruitment services, if you're inundated with resumes after you do the posting, we'll provide an extra pair of hands to go through those resumes and screen out the ones that are suitable from the ones that are not suitable at all.
My name is Barry Miller. I'm with Pace University Career Services. And I'm often coaching alumni that come back, they've lost their job, and we see all those jobs on the boards, and they're not qualified. And so obviously I'm emphasizing retooling. So I want to get from you guys, because you're talking about this big marketplace, and obviously the reason there's many jobs out there is because some of those jobs are not being filled with qualified candidates. What advice, if you have professionals that need a retool in technology, you should be retooling, what areas would you think they should be emphasizing?
I'll take that one. The fact of people in their career life cycle, I think the first thing they have to do is do an inventory of what skills they have that potentially are applicable to the future. So maybe they're in a legacy technology, but could they be a business analyst? Very hot skill right now. If you can apply your current knowledge, that's the best thing. If not, there has to be training, and there's an ample amount of hot technologies out there. C#, .NET, Java. But just having the training is not going to get you those jobs that are on the board. Right now, the market is still such that there's enough talent out there. They want folks that can walk in the door and hit the ground running. That's the reality. So that's why I emphasize, if you have anything in your skills repertoire that is applicable to a new industry, then you got to take that as a bridge to build off of. So your business analysis, project management, you might have to volunteer for a small business as an intern and build your resume up in that manner so then you can market. So it's not an easy task, but engage with an agency, engage with folks like yourself, and it'll take some time, but it is
So
something you
the
can accomplish.
internship, suppose, like the interns over 40 type of thinking is really what's needed so they get hands-on skills, why they're not, the companies can't afford to pay, but we want to have those skills.
Right. And charities are another place if you can help with some web design. I mean, there are a number of avenues out there. You have to be out there networking to find them, and really, right now, you have to have the experience for someone to be interested in hiring in the market we're in. Questions?
Hi, I'm Maureen Jack. Just to piggyback on that question, this is way too loud.
You're great.
Just to piggyback on that question, though, the time they spend waiting for that quote ideal person, 6 months, year, could they have brought somebody on board who has 3/4 of the talent and build the rest of it?
Opportunity lost. Sure, that's a valid point. Time to fill for a lot of requirements isn't that long. I'd say currently, even for your most difficult within our business, is about 30 days. An average position within our space can be filled, if the client's ready, within a week.
Yeah, employers have gotten spoiled over the past year or so. There's just a very, very large number of highly qualified candidates for virtually any position that an employer is looking to fill. And for the most part, all employers have at least one or two that they're trying to fill all the time. Some are almost impossible. But they've gotten very choosy, and for the most part, they've been able to find what they want without having to search too hard because of the market conditions.
Oh, here we go.
I haven't quite formulated this question, but it's really about what your speaker said in the beginning and where education is linked with the job market here. I place people, and if I look at the last 5 people I placed in the last month, I went through figures today, I've had to sponsor 3 visas. Talent that's grown up here, it's easy to get, it's fine importing talent, but what connection is there between the job market and higher education, especially coming to people like us and saying, what is it that's needed out there? I feel there's somewhat of a huge disconnect. All my PhDs are coming from one place, most of the technology comes from another place, and visas are easy to handle compared to when I came here, but there's a disconnect.
Yeah, I think you're right. I go back to the comment that I was mentioning before, is that it's easy right now fairly easy for employers to find the type of talent they're looking for. And for the most part, what our customers tell us is they're not overly concerned about the education. They're not overly concerned about what actually somebody might bring in terms of what's on paper. What they're concerned about, does somebody have the experience, the skills, and can they do the job that I'm looking to get done now? And we find that on-the-job experience is far more important for most employers in terms of looking to get the position.
Let's do 1 or 2 more and then we'll wrap up.
Could you describe a profile of why a company would use one of the job boards to try to fill a job versus their own website?
I guess that's for me.
That's for you.
Sure. The easy answer is that companies' websites will attract those people that are just interested in working for that company alone. So as an employer, you're just going to be waiting for people to come and apply for a job at that specific company. Whereas if you are an employer that's posting that position on a site like Dice.com, the reach that Dice has into a variety of different areas that will reach candidates that may or may not know of a certain company is much broader. So at Dice.com, when somebody chooses to advertise and promote their position with us, the job not only appears on the Dice.com website, but we also will promote that in a variety of different types of websites, a large network of technology-specific sites, to individuals that may or may not have heard of the specific company and would never go to a company's website. So we have employers all the time that ask us that exact question. I said, that's fine, but you're just going to be waiting for those people who only want to work for you, and you're missing out on those that may or may not have ever heard about you or don't have as much knowledge about you that a site like ours can reach, for otherwise they wouldn't be able to.
Richard, do you want to have a go, Judy?
Yeah, I'd love to. I feel like that's a question that's very much hedged in a framework of Fortune 500 companies. I know about Microsoft, and I want to work at Microsoft, so I'm going to go to their website. And I think that even entering through the front door of a company is a bit of an old behavior versus going to networks of job boards or going through your recruiters or going through your own social network. I think we're undergoing a pretty substantial shift in how people view what they have for sale, what skills they have, and then where they go about seeking placement for it. I mean, do you guys remember a few years ago it was super controversial if you had a blog and you worked at a company? Probably still is for some companies. Oh my God, the rise of the personal brand, and is that going to threaten big companies, right? And now we're talking about figuring out how to sell ourselves and sell ourselves. And how many people here have done sales, are in sales? Okay, decent number. How many people think techies know how to sell themselves? The poor guys need help. So to your point, I mean, we need to figure out how to market ourselves better. And it's not just the resume, and it's not just our work experience. And we don't have to feel so bad about these guys who are having a little bit of trouble with it, because we're undergoing, I think, a much larger shift in how we find jobs and how we view our own professional skill sets and all sorts of things.
Yeah, I mean, just one thing to answer a little bit further to finish up on that question. So not only do smaller companies, like what you're describing, post on Dice, but virtually any large Fortune 500 tech company you can think of, Microsoft, IBM, Amazon, Google, they all post their jobs on Dice. And the reason for that is what I just mentioned. They get a much broader reach of tech professionals than they would otherwise.
And it's why big companies post their products on Amazon, right?
Right, yeah.
Take one more question.
Yeah, this is sort of a undercut the recruiting thing, but is there a way for people in New York Tech to like connect people who are looking with people who are seeking, like a hashtag or something like that?
We have a job board on our website. It's under our resources section, and you know, we've kind of been acting as a broker or a moderator, kind of a word of mouth thing. We also have a LinkedIn group that has a job board, and a Facebook group that has you can post listings on there as well.
Okay, great. So that's to finalise the questions. So I'd just like to give it up for our panellists, Tom from Dice.com.
Thank you, Conrad, for moderating. Thank you all for coming tonight. I hope you enjoyed the program. I just wanted to let you know that there are representatives from the Business Solutions Center scattered throughout the audience. So if you've got any questions about recruiting or the services they offer, please feel free to see CK or one of the other representatives. And please fill out your surveys and leave those and your name badges in the boxes outside here, and we hope to see you at the next event. Thank you.